Okay, so if we want to find the equation of a graph an equation of a graph just from reading the graph, what we have to do is we have to look at the roots. We have to look at where it crosses the x-axis, because if we have the roots, we can change them to the factors, and if we have the factors, we can multiply them together, and that will give us our original graph. So the first root here is down at -2, so x equals -2 is a root. So the factor is x plus 2. Now, we'll notice here at 1, it doesn't cross, but it does touch the graph and then turn at that point. So if it touches the graph and turns, that means it's a repeated root. So x equals 1 is a repeated root, which means x minus 1 is a repeated factor. Now, the problem is if you have a graph, and say your cubic graph is something like this. So say it crosses there, I don't know, -5. And then it crosses again at 0, and then it crosses again at 5. We don't know. That is not the only graph that could cross at those points. For example, you could have this graph, which also crosses at those points, but isn't an identical graph. So what we do to find the equation is we multiply all the factors together, but that could be then being multiplied by an unknown number, which would stretch out the graph. So we let that unknown number be a. And then we look for a point that is on the graph. The easiest point to always look for is where it crosses the y-axis. So this graph crosses the y-axis at the point 0, 4. So what we're going to do is we know that if we had the function, or if we had an expression for this, if we swapped x for a 0, and this is why it's easiest to use 0, we should get 4 as our answer, because we know that point is on the graph. So if we simplify this, that gives us 2a is equal to 4, so a is equal to 2. And now we can simplify our expression. So we know that it's 2 times x plus 2, and then I'm just going to write x plus 1 squared, because it's easier to square a bracket than to split it up. So 2 times x plus 2, and then x minus 1 squared is x squared first, x squared is x squared, twice the product minus 2x plus 1. Then I'm going to multiply the 2x plus 4, I'm just multiplying the 2 into that first bracket, and then it's just basic straightforward algebra, so I'm going to multiply the 2x by x squared minus 2x plus 1, and I'm going to multiply the 4 by x squared minus 2x plus 1. So that's going to give me 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2x plus 4x squared minus 8x plus 4. Tidy it up, you get 2x cubed, the 4x squareds cancel, plus 2x take away 8x, so sorry, that's minus 6x plus 4 is your expression.